particular individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Hey, welcome to the starting block for another week. Big show as always. Well, the title pretty much says it all, to be fair. We got foods, we got lumens, and we got some furries. All that and much, much more here on the block. Here from the starting block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/the starting block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's LossisTAVShow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to the starting block for another week. We've got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by a man who's fresh out of a teleconference with our legal department after some pretty disturbing news we just found. My co-captain, Damo, how are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you, boys, girls, listenership, blockheads, millions around the world. Yeah, it's not like the legal department of, 4 or 5 years ago. They used to work for, you remember?
TV show.
TV show,
yeah.
James R. We used to feed him with a long pair of barbecue tongs, pistachio nuts.
Pistachios, that's right.
Yeah, so it doesn't work that way anymore. With the cost of living, we now have to hand over 3 cans of Pepsi and a prawn cocktail, Greeno.
Yeah, and they're technically also subcontractors now, the TAV show.
Correct.
Legal team.
Yeah,
so
they do lease out the legal team to us every now and then, but obviously, the ticket price has gone up, and so we really can't afford these kinds of teleconferences going into the future, I'm afraid. So hopefully we get to the bottom of this and get to the bottom of this fucking quick, Greeno.
Pretty quick, ASAP, if you can. BE sent this through to us just before the show. This is a bit of hot legal goss off the press, if we can.
Yep.
Now, listeners of this program for the better part of maybe 2.5 years now, we've had a little segment called a muted word of the week.
Correct.
And you can go back, you can check the copyright, you can check the timestamp. 2 years easy, minimum. We've been doing a segment, muted word of the week. And that has to do with any kind of bullshit celebrity thing that is flooding timelines.
Well, not even a celebrity, just a word. Like
a word,
a
topic.
Word. Yeah,
like May the 4th, had to fucking mute that pretty quick. That thing just ruins my timeline.
I muted Meghan and Harry. I muted that.
Meghan and Harry, we had to get those done ASAP.
Yep.
Obviously, anytime Taylor Swift released some new bullshit re-release of her album, you got to mute that pretty quick.
That's a good point, actually. I haven't muted Taylor Swift. I should probably mute her.
Taylor Swift and all Taylor Swift associated words, you got to get that quickly on the mute. Otherwise,
that's right. And don't
timeline.
Don't get it confused. When I say, we're muting these things, that's not specifically going to the person's page and muting them. No, you're muting the word. That therefore, even anyone mentioning it, it doesn't show up. So it's not a block; it's a mute. No. It's much more effective and it's less aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you guys keep talking. Yeah. It's the equivalent of you're in a conversation at a party, and it's fucking terrible, and you don't want to be part of it anymore, and you just turn to the guy. You get to a certain age where you don't give a fuck anymore. You stop worrying about being polite, and you go, "Look, I'm not really interested in this conversation, so I'm going to leave you guys to it." And the internet has led people to believe that they're entitled to force their opinion on you, but that's not really true. You don't have to, I don't have to listen to you. Like, and it's like, no, I'm not interested in you. You
turn it off.
I can tell already by one sentence of your opinion that you are not somebody that I want to engage with intellectually. You know what I mean?
If I ran into that person at a pub, I'd be walking away pretty quickly.
That's right.
So why would I sit there and read their inane comments?
Yeah, sorry, mate, but I have to go and sit over here now because it's away from you.
Got to go to the pokey room.
Yeah, I'm going to go over there now. You stay here. Okay, you continue whatever this is, and I'm going to go over there. So let's see what's going on. I have heard about this celebrity block trend, but I don't know anything really about it because I don't really follow celebrities in the first place. So if people are blocking them, I wouldn't know the difference, Want
to tell you where you may have heard it, sir?
Yeah.
On this program for 2 years.
Let's have a look.
It is wild. This is actually happening. Celebrities are now losing thousands of followers in an unprecedented TikTok trend where people are deliberately blocking the rich and famous so that they lose their sponsorships, their brand deals, and ultimately money. And you know what? It's working. So here's how the blockout trend started, and more interestingly,
pause. Okay, so let's find out where the blockout trend started, shall we, Damo?
Yeah, it started right here.
I hope he points out 2 years ago on the starting block. Let's have a listen.
Well, this is unfortunately another reality of the internet, isn't it? That everyone steals.
Misinformation.
Everyone steals shit, steals good ideas, steals trends. So I won't be surprised if we're not mentioned here.
This is Hailey Bailey. She's a model and
See, I don't even know who Hailey Bailey is. I've never heard of her.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, never heard of Hailey Bailey. Don't know Hailey Bailey. Don't want to know Hailey Bailey.
You know what? I'm actually logging into my Twitter and I'm muting her right now preemptively.
I'm going to mute Hailey Bailey. Yeah.
Okay.
On principle. Now wait. Now is it at Hailey Bailey?
Nice.
Bailey.
Yeah.
And mute. Yeah. Mute that bad boy.
So if you want to know how to mute, okay, you go into your settings and where is it? Is it privacy and safety? Content you see. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Search. No, that's not it. God,
we'll get back to you.
Have they changed things? No, I need to mute Hailey Bailey right now. I need to make sure that this is locked in stone. So I'm going to have to look here and try and find. I'm not upgrading to fucking premium.
No, you don't upgrade to premium. You skip that.
Slip that in there, haven't they?
Oh, mate! Every time I block an ad,
yep.
They ask me, "Oh, do you want to upgrade?" I'm like, "No, I just want to block your stupid ads. That's all we need."
You go into your settings and you go into your security and account access and go to your muted words.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that I have muted at the moment Meghan Markle, Meghan and Harry, Pelosi, Queen, And Grace Tame, Greeno. I've also got her muted too.
Nice, beautiful.
It's a good mute list, I reckon.
Let's have a look here. I've got.
I reckon you've got a lot more than I do.
I got a fair few here. I've got WBBL 08. I wasn't a fan of the WBBL 08. That was flooding. That was flooding my timeline. We've got Star Wars Day. Had to block that forever.
Yep.
Remember that little trend where people wanted to keep on showing you their Wordle results?
Oh yeah.
Had to block Wordle.
Yep.
Kyle Rittenhouse, he's got a block.
He got a block too.
And many variations of that. Bachelor in Paradise got a block.
That's fair.
Alexandra, I don't even know who this lady is. Oh, she's this politician lady, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She got a block.
Yes, that's a good block. Yep. Well, not a block again. It's not a block. We have to stress. It's a mute.
It's a mute. I got a little bit tired of politics anywhere in my timeline, so I had to mute the words Republicans and Democrats.
Good thinking. Yep.
Any variation of that.
Yep.
Maths got to mute that.
See, that's actually a good one because I still enjoy talking about politics, but what I don't enjoy is having a kind of partisan conversation with someone because I'm really not interested in partisanship. That's for very young people and for very old people, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm more than happy to talk about politics with you, but I won't talk to someone about politics if, and the kind of person I'm talking about, Greeno, if their team is infallible and always perfect and the other team is always evil and always wrong. Now, if I talk to you for a couple of minutes and I get that vibe and I bring up, and I'm like, well, what about this? What do you think about that? Oh, no, well, they're the ones. And it's if it goes like that, I'm like, okay, great, I can mute you. Like, I've got no interest in what you have to say because you're not an honest person. You know what I mean? You're not a serious person, Greeno. So happy to talk about politics. So I think actually muting the names of the political parties is probably a great way to get to conversations that are actually about politics rather than parties.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a big difference.
Exactly. And last word there, muted. Obviously, the word Trump. I had to mute that. That's fucking
Trump.
That ruined my timeline for a better part of eight plus years now. We got
to fuck him off.
Got to get rid of that out of my timeline.
I mean, good luck to Trump, but I'm not interested anymore.
I need to mute anyone. I know it's not even him. Yeah. It's people wanted to converse about him, whether they're pro, whether they're con. Yeah. I have zero interest in anyone's opinion on Donald Trump or Donald Trump in general. So
you've got your own opinion, and that's all that matters, right?
I don't even have an opinion because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, that's
just. Yeah, don't put it in my timeline.
I would recommend against muting Biden because the man provides so much entertainment. It's not worth muting. You don't want to miss out on the old man kind of pissing himself.
I'm also, I'd be a bit concerned if I mute Biden, I might be accused of elderly abuse, and we can't have that.
Yeah, you can't have that.
It'd almost be like muting my nana who's got dementia. I can't do it.
That's right. It's
just mean. It's just mean.
Poor old Joe. Shit himself again. He's reading the teleprompter again. Have you seen the videos, by the way, of him reading the teleprompter?
No, because most of those things normally fall into the other muted word.
So I'll have to send you a couple just for funsies.
You can't. It's muted.
Well, I'll have to show you because what he does, I don't know. You obviously haven't seen it. When he's doing like speeches in public, it's fucking wild, Green. I've never seen anyone do this kind of stuff before. I've never seen anyone be this visibly, overtly bad. Right. So what he does, so what he will read off the teleprompter, Greeno, and he'll say shit like, "So we are doing the best thing for American jobs." Pause. He will read the instructions on the teleprompter.
What's the majiggy? That's Anchorman, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So he's got a bit Anchorman vibe.
That's right. I
like it.
And they've shown like they've got kind of shots before of his palm cards, his cheat sheets. And it'll say, after this question, you say this, and then you ask to take a question from this person. Like everything is kind of handed to him on a silver plate. And he gets kind of led out onto the stage. He doesn't really know where he is. He reads the instructions from the teleprompter. Pause, look surprised, said in a deep voice. Like it's fucking ridiculous, man. So absolutely, you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss out on those moments.
I'm going to have to find a way to work around, circumvent the muting to see some comedy. Joe.
You don't want to miss out. So Hailey Bailey, this is going to be a very informative little video actually, because Hailey Bailey has now made her way onto my mute list. So I'm going to keep my muted words list open now, And I'm just going to add to them as this video rolls on. So this should be good. Yeah.
So we're opening the show with a mute of Hailey Bailey. All right.
Yep. Fantastic.
Is Hailey Bailey. She's a model and a content creator, and she doesn't know.
Model and content creator. That's all I need to know. Muted. Thank you.
Yeah, muted.
No need to know anything about
She has no discernible skills other than she's slightly pretty, and she spends a lot of time.
Not really. She's not even really my type. I don't think.
She's pretty hot.
Nah. I tell you, so model content creator, they're going to get muted. Across the board. So again, it's not just the person; it's people talking about the person. They will be muted by proxy. And the other one, Greeno, that I'm going to be targeting here in this little segment is anyone who's referred to as an influencer. Greeno.
Yeah, influencer is automatic mute.
Automatic
mute. Yeah, or content creator. Those 3 words.
Correct.
It's going to get you an automatic mute.
Yes, I'm going to be uninfluenceable. And so if you deem yourself to be an influencer, that's great. I will mute you forever from my timeline and you will never influence anything from me.
My theory is as well, if you're a content creator, you don't need to tell people you're creating content. You create the content and it's just there. Yeah. Like technically we're content creators because we create like this bullshit show once every month when we can be bothered to do it and we put it out there. We are content creators.
No, I don't think that's true. And here's why. I think in order to be deemed a content creator, people must be consuming the content that you create. So we're not actually content because it's not technically content because nobody's paying attention to it.
No one's watching. What about the Vietnam though?
So we're just hanging out.
Yeah, the Vietnamese though.
The Vietnamese, yeah, they do love us. That's fair. That's a fair call. Yeah. So we're content creators in Vietnam only.
In Vietnam,
okay. Quality.
Content creator, and she doesn't know it yet, but she's about to trigger a massive digital revolution against the world's celebrities and herself, all with one video.
Okay.
Let them eat cake. Here, take the bomb.
Okay.
But to understand what she did.
Are you familiar with the significance of Let Them Eat Cake, Greeno?
It's a Marie Antoinette thing, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. It didn't actually happen.
Peasant. Yeah, but it's kind of like feed the peasants almost, right?
Well, that's right. The peasants had no bread, and they said, "What are we going to do? The peasants are starving. We don't have any bread, and so we'll let them eat cake."
Yeah,
Here caused so much outrage. We need to go back to the 1800s.
Wait, pause 1 second.
Yep.
All right. So this content creator / influencer.
Yeah, I'm going to mute him. I'm going to mute the host of this, Dylan Page. Dylan Page is getting muted because I'm going to be one and done. I'm only watching this one video, mate, and then we're out. Okay, I don't want to ever see you again. He's fucking annoying. This is Justin Bieber fucking wannabe.
Yeah, so we've talked about it on this show 1,000 times. Like people just love outrage for the sake of being cancel everything, right?
Yes, correct.
But what I've noticed is there's a significant kind of like trend in people being outraged by the things that really don't matter and not giving any fucks about very serious shit.
Oh, I've been talking about this for 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I know you have. Yeah. And it's like so, I don't know, maybe it's just seemed more visible with the fact there's like, 3 different wars happening simultaneously right now. Cost of living crisis, impacting so many different countries, homelessness, people having to find housing, food, ridiculousness. But you know what we're pumped up about? This fucking idiot said, let them eat cake at a Met Gala.
Yeah. That garnered a grassroots, millions of people in a grassroots response. That's what did it.
That's what did it. That's what people are worried about right now.
That's right. It wasn't, children getting bombed in the Middle East. It wasn't oil crisis. It wasn't cost of living. It wasn't people starving to death on the streets. It was none of those things.
It wasn't pedophilia in Hollywood. It wasn't any of those things. Correct. It was this lady saying,
it's a celebrity saying something on TikTok. That's what got you riled up. And you're right, because I have been talking about this for years. And here's the thing, right? I used to say that there is a deliberate effort to push people away from things that matter and into fads, you'll say, right?
Distractors. I think we talked about on the show before, like the magician. Look at my left hand so I can do something over here with my right hand.
Yeah. And I think that was true at a time, but I no longer believe that's the case now. I believe that people now distract themselves because they have all of these tools at their disposal. Now, see, you and I, we're not in celebrity culture. Like we don't engage with it. So it's like a foreign world to us. But with the advent of, social media, 24-hour news cycles, people who are hooked into celebrity culture and celebrity gossip and stuff, they are basically like, crack addicts. They can't get enough of it. They get their but they get their fix every day. They get their fix constantly.
That's the thing. Back in the day,
we used to have to buzzes and tells them when there's a new story, Greeno.
We used to have to wait till their phone. The start of the week where the new Woman's Day would be released.
That's right.
We had to wait a week for the celebrity gossip.
You had to watch Entertainment Tonight, Greeno.
Tonight, 100%, 11 o'clock in the morning.
That's it.
You had to take the day off school if you want to get your fix.
Yeah, and it was half an hour a day, and that's all you got.
And not even that, it was 20 minutes after you take out the ads.
That's right, 23 minutes maybe, around there or thereabouts. And that's it. That's all you got. But nowadays, that's no longer true. And
we got to be insulted by people doing Marie Antoinette quotes.
That's right. So where once upon a time, I think that there was a concerted effort and a concerted push to, by certain sectors of the powerful classes in society to get people away. Because, I've always said, Green, and this is true, it's not me the voter versus you the voter. It's us the voters versus them, right? Yeah. That's the real kind of analogy here, because ultimately the political class, they're their own team, all right? And us, the voters, we are our own team. And what they want is for us, the voters, to be more concerned with what the other voters are doing and saying rather than what the other team is doing or saying. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're all in, Carlin said it many years ago, it's a big club and you ain't in it, right? You're not invited to this fucking party. And nothing has changed. So there was a concerted effort at one time, before all this, before the internet, before 24-hour news cycles, before fucking Instagram and TikTok and shit, there was a concerted effort to get people diverted away from the things that matter and more concerned about celebrity culture and fads and just shit that is irrelevant. But it's actually coming now to bite them in the ass, because the celebrities that they have been using for a long time to drive people to certain political opinions and to get them to be activists and activate and follow the little political trends, they're now turning on. It's like Frankenstein's monster is choking Dr. Frankenstein now. Right? Yeah. So it's working against them, because people are so disengaged with politics to a large extent that they can't get any traction at all for anything anymore, right? And it's getting worse. So, but hey, this is what you wanted, right? So I've now muted Haley Bailey, and I've muted this chap here, Dylan Page. Thanks for joining us, Amberlina.
I'm not even joking. The Queen of France in 1774.
She wasn't the queen, I don't think. She was married to the king, or she was the mistress of the king, but I don't believe she was the queen.
Well, she was married to him, that'd make her the queen, right?
Not necessarily, no. So,
what's Majiggy? Camilla.
Prince Philip. So
she was Queen of France. There you go.
She was queen of France?
She was the last Queen of France prior to the French Revolution.
Okay, there you go. And then she had her head cut off.
Yeah.
Famously.
Triggered a massive revolution on TikTok in 2024. Marie Antoinette was actually the last queen before the French Revolution, because at a time where the country was in extreme debt, and the people were living in poverty and famine, Marie was seen living a lavish lifestyle and spending huge amounts of money on unnecessary things.
I mean, that's true now. That's true today. The only thing that's different today is we worship the people who kind of flaunt their excess in front of us peasants. When we
talked about the Met Gala a couple of weeks back, right?
Yeah,
where this whole controversy started. Like, I mean, that's right.
We worship, and more than worship, you'll actually find thousands of. Do you remember Revenge of the Sis? Royce Lopez is on Revenge of the Sis.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
So I follow Royce on Twitter, and he stirred up a hornet's nest a couple of weeks ago by just tweeting. It was a fairly innocuous kind of insult, like just a bantery kind of fucking bitch, some insult about Taylor Swift. And it was a fucking hornet's nest. These Swifties, Greeno, came out of nowhere, and they're simping for this person who doesn't even know that they exist. And I wonder. It's like, what are you doing? Like what war are you fighting here?
Yeah, I don't
what
understand.
Is the point? Like, how dare it's a whole generation of people who are living in the mindset of, remember that kid, leave Britney alone, back in the day.
Yeah.
It's that. It is
also
culturally, like, it's that translated onto everyone.
We used to be a sports program. We've used this in a sporting parlance many times before. Yeah. This whole thing of like, people who go, AFL's better than NRL and vice versa. Why are you fighting over sport and which one's better? Yeah. You have no money there's no financial interest for you if one is better than the other. Just fucking enjoy whatever's on. And shut the fuck up. Like, oh, no, my sport's better yours. Like, you're not on a team here. You have there's nothing for you to fight for.
It's so
what are you
weird.
doing? It's so weird. I've never understood it.
Me either. It's strange behavior.
Strange behavior.
I used to have arguments with people who are just soccer fans, football fans, right? And look, I call it football too. But it would be like, oh, you like football? Yeah, yeah. And we're talking about football, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd say, all right, I've got to go now because I'm going to go watch the AFL. Oh, you fucking watch that? They're a bunch of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I don't really care about the things that you're saying. You know, they would say that there's conspiracies against other sports and blah and this and that. And I'm like, I don't really care about that stuff, man. I just like the game, you know? So.
Yeah. And it doesn't impact that person in any way, shape, or form. The AFL is the most successful sport in the entire universe. It doesn't change their life at all. Why do they care?
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're allowed to like more than one sport, you know? Like, you don't have to just watch one thing. And
it's very strange behavior.
Like, do you think FIFA is, the heads of FIFA are sitting there in fucking Zurich or wherever they are? Again, living a pretty lavish fucking lifestyle, rolling around in their bulletproof fucking limousines, and you think they're saying, I'm really glad that John Boy Longpants 66 on Twitter was standing up and defending us against an NRL fan this afternoon. I'm
we should send him a basket.
Yeah, send him a gift basket. Yeah, fucking hell, mate, get a grip.
For example, she was best known for her extreme looks and love for fashion. Her annual clothing budget alone was equivalent to today's $3.6 million.
Amberlina saying, isn't she an admitted witch? I think she's talking about Taylor Swift. Yeah, but who isn't? Madonna is. Yeah. Madonna's a witch. Just because if someone comes out, I'll believe she's actually a witch when I see her, flying around on a broomstick or eating children,
Question for Amberlina in the chat. Is she saying we should go full crucible?
Should we burn her at the stake, Greeno, perhaps?
Yeah, well, safety first.
Yeah.
If there's suspicions.
If we throw her off the cliff and she dies a good, honest Christian death, then we'll say, well, okay, she died a good, honest Christian death. And if she flies away on a broomstick, then we'll know for sure.
That's it. If Goody Swift, flies off, we're sweet.
If Travis Kelce turns into, a flock of bats,
and it's in a Gargamel, fucking something's up.
We'll know something's wrong.
$1 billion. That's $300K a month. But ironically, what she is most...
Which is fuck all to these people, obviously, but...
remembered for is the time that she was told that the...
Queen of France. Like, do you want to run the numbers and what fucking old Chuck is turning over?
I don't actually see what people... maybe this is the wrong question because I'm discounting momentarily that most people on the internet are idiots because they are. So unfortunately that's the reality. But let's pretend
idiots or bots.
Idiots or bots is a very good point. So let's pretend for a moment, shall we, that most people on the internet aren't idiots when clearly they are. Now, if they weren't idiots, what value do you get out of these kind of celebrity follows? You know what I mean? No, say, take the Lady Boogs, for example. The Lady Boogs will watch like the Kardashians and stuff. And I say to her, what are you watching this trash for? And she watches it because she's not even really watching it. It's just on. And she's like, it's just mindless crap, you know? And
don't have to think.
Exactly. It switches off. Now, I don't think she follows all these people on Instagram or gives a fuck about what they think. She follows, kind of like organic cookers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like people who do, average, everyday, normal people who do like, cooking videos and stuff.
Bullshit.
Right? Yeah, good stuff. Because if you follow these celebrity accounts, it's all fucking product placement, man. That's all they do.
It is, man. Yeah, 100%.
And if they're not promoting some product, they're promoting themselves, so they will get some product to get them to promote them. Yeah, they are the product, right? So I don't know what people see the value in spending hours and hours and hours. And look, people would say the same. Well, I don't see the value in spending hours, playing video games or playing guitar or, living, I don't see the value in that. I see the value in following these celebrity accounts. But I honestly, what do you get out of it?
I don't know.
What does it make? How does it make you feel?
It might be a situation of like living vicariously, of like, isn't this amazing?
Surely not, though.
Is kind of, I guess, like in the same way, like, if we look at really nice cars, we're never going to own that car, but it's kind of like living vicariously by seeing a cool car, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. That's the only logical reason I can think of why.
But we've been told for years and years growing up, and maybe it's changed, but I don't think it has. We were told for years and years that, thin and attractive women make women who aren't thin and attractive feel ashamed, and it's an unrealistic goal to set for young girls and things like that.
Yeah.
But how many Taylor Swift fans would be morbidly obese? I reckon a good fucking chunk of them. You know what I mean?
A bit.
A good fucking percentage of them would be. So if they're sitting there patting their cat and, eating their, their chicken wings or whatever, I'm like, Taylor Swift, she's fucking good, what are you getting out of that?
I'd say, look, I can't believe I'm actually defending people following Taylor Swift here.
Go do it. Yeah.
Taylor Swift actually has a talent, right? She has something to put out there. It's not more, I don't particularly enjoy it, but she's obviously she's a talented singer and a talented performer. So at least she's doing something, So her fans can go on and follow her account and hear her new song or see what the new albums or see videos from the thing.
Sure.
There's something there, which is different to say an Instagram follower who's just like, hey, look at my tits. Which, look, I guess they're providing something too. But
yeah, more out of that. I see more. That makes more sense to me than following like a celebrity who's just talking about handbags and stuff.
Yeah, that's my point.
Like she's not even showing me her vagina. What am I looking at this for? What's the point of this? Yeah. I don't get it. Anyway, let's carry on.
Public were starving and they didn't have enough bread to eat. To which he replied, "Let them eat cake." And
let thee eat cake?
I say it's ironic because it's believed that she never actually even said this.
No.
Regardless,
Okay,
the public's anger grew and led to a revolution, and ultimately I
think we've reached the point now where we've worked out where our legal case is going to stand, because the rest they just crap on about the Marie Antoinette thing. Okay. And then how the lady apologized.
Well, no, I want to see more about the blockings. So
that's where you're going to move a bit forward, forward.
Okay.
A bit forward. That was keep going.
When Hailey Bailey dressed up as Marie Antoinette and used a trending sound saying "Let them eat cake" while outside the Met Gala, where tickets cost more than the average down payment for.
See now, look, we've spoken about this on the show, right? If I were to win millions and millions and millions of dollars in the lottery, and people will say, "Oh, it's easy to say that." But it's true. I would buy like a pretty modest house, just pay for it outright. I'd have the one thing I would get would be a nice big chunk of land, and that's so I don't have people up my arse all day. So I could become more reclusive, Greeno. That's really
that's impressive, because you're already pretty much a hermit. Yeah, like you are.
That's not true. I get out in the world, but I don't like to. I'd rather not interact with people.
Given the option,
I used to be fairly bit of a social butterfly, but those days are long behind me. I feel like that's a young person's game, Greeno.
You've done your dash, with socialising.
Yeah, I've done my going out and party. I can't think of anything worse now than being invited. Hey, do you want to come out to a party at 10 p.m.? It's like, God, no. No, I don't.
10 a.m. Count me in.
10 a.m. Yeah, I'd like to do my drinking during the day. Thank you very much. Ideally, I'd like to get a buzz on before I leave, so that'd be 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then we'll meet you at lunch, you know what I mean?
Meet you at lunch, and we're back home for dinner.
Exactly.
That's the goal here.
Yeah, so I can't think of anything worse. But, $75,000 for a ticket to what? What is the Met Gala? What do they do there exactly?
They do nothing. It's just a big old fancy parade of a bunch of weird shit that no one's ever going to wear in the real world.
A bunch of weird celebrities being weird in the
same
place.
Photos
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? If I don't even care why this celebrity block thing is taking off, but I genuinely hope that, I hope that they all get blocked into fucking oblivion. Like, that's fine by me. Yeah, I don't care.
The world course correcting a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And, they'll still have millions of dollars that they can live off and stuff. But what I want to see, Greeno, is because a lot of these celebrities are fairly entitled now after many, many years of being at the top and having, unwarranted attention thrown their way and unwarranted love and unwarranted admiration for doing very little. I want to see us get to the point where they're blocked so much that they then begin attacking their own fans. You know what I mean? Yeah. How dare you block me? You need me. What are you doing for this for? That's what I want. When we get to that point, I'll be satisfied. So block away, children. Block away, my pretties.
for a house, she quickly became the modern Marie Antoinette and triggered the blockout revolution. Now, since then, she has apologized. And
she apologized!
Nice,
Gary! Nice, Gary! I'm sorry, everyone. Please don't unfollow me. Look, this is pathetic. This is pathetic. She apologized. I don't even know who she was 10 minutes ago.
Said she did.
Now I want to know more. Unfortunately, I've muted her on Twitter, so I can't.
Yeah. Know the implications of that quote before she used it. And while the anger started with just her video.
Let me get this right. She dressed up as Marie Antoinette.
Yeah. Said a Marie Antoinette quote.
Said a Marie Antoinette quote.
Not even a quote, the quote. Right? The quote. The famous
and
one.
And we're led to believe she didn't know what the context of that quote was.
No, bullshit. She was cosplaying. She was acting.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And she was acting like Marie Antoinette because she was dressed like Marie Antoinette and she was trying to be edgy, Greeno.
You know how I said she's kind of hot before? No, I've just seen the bullshit fake lips and now not hot.
No, exactly. No. Big turn off.
With one of the top comments saying, "We're giving you the Marie Antoinette experience," it quickly grew to all of the celebrities that attended that event and beyond. The Hunger Games societal disparity became the movement theme, with hundreds of people commenting, watching from District 12. Creators of...
I have heard that the Hunger Games is basically... Like, have you watched the Hunger Games movies, Greeno?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, it's not bad. It's worth a watch. Because there is a lot of kind of social commentary about, the rich and privileged classes and how they deal with like the kind of peasants in society. And it's kind of a futuristic view. And I have read somewhere that the inspiration for that came from someone who believed that this was like the kind of society plan for like 100 or 200 years from now. Like this is the way society will be set up with, a very rich celebrity class kind of dictating to everybody else. Who lives, who dies, how much they eat, how much they get to eat. And so, using celebrities to push political agendas and all that kind of thing, right?
Started making videos showing off their own daily celebrity block lists. And the people who...
But again, we've just gone through our muted words, haven't we? So, yeah, definitely nothing original to see here. But good luck, kids. I mean, I'm happy for you. Start blocking away. There's another little 30-second video here for Dylan. We'll give him one more shot, see if he's got anything else for us.
Just like how the French people's taxes were funding Antoinette's lavish lifestyle while they starved, today the public's attention is often what funds these celebrities' lifestyles. Correct. And so people say if they're using this
this is no good for them, is it, Greeno? The peasants are starting to figure shit out.
Peasants like, the clicks is how they get paid? Why am I clicking?
Yeah, exactly. Stop clicking.
Clicking!
It's like in The Simpsons. Remember when the advertisements start going crazy and murdering people and they come out that just don't look, and all the advertisements die off. That's what's happening here. You just need to, if you're pissed off with celebrity culture, there's a very easy fix for it. Stop paying attention to them.
That's what we've been talking about this on the show for many, many years. I feel like I've said this phrase a lot already to start this program, but we were talking about like newspapers and stuff. We used to get so riled up about shit that like the Daily Telegraph or Sydney Morning Herald will write that I'm like, why am I getting angry about this? I'm just going to stop fucking clicking on this.
Just stop reading it, yeah.
Just stop reading it. I haven't read a newspaper in, better part of a decade now. It's been amazing.
Yeah, and the newspapers have basically died because a lot of other people have felt the same way, and they're like, it's not worth my time to read your shit just to reply to it and say this is bullshit. It's like, no, I'm just not going to bother. Yeah. And then you saw like newspapers would have to sack a whole bunch of journalists. This happened with a lot of media organizations over the last kind of 4 or 5 years.
They sacked a lot of the wrong ones though. That's the problem.
No, they sacked a lot of the right ones. If you're going to make an omelette, you've got to break a few eggs, Greeno, unfortunately.
Has the buzzers still got a job, though?
Yeah. See, just because they didn't sack all of the bad ones doesn't mean it wasn't worth sacking all the ones that they did.
Sacking a few.
Yeah.
Attention money, similar to Antoinette, on massive unnecessary displays of wealth, all while people around the world struggle and starve. That attention and therefore money will be removed. And that's...
Okay. That's great. Thank you very much for that little news update.
Metronome unlocking Dylan Page.
Yeah, I have muted Dylan Page because he is calling himself the news daddy, Greeno. So he also is feeding into celebrity culture because clearly his channel appears to be one that, relies on some kind of celebrity outrage in order to get himself views, right? So he's just a leech. He's a tick on the asshole of the celebrity walrus, Yeah. So also worth a mute there. We're not only muting, the animals, we're muting the ticks and leeches that feed off their blood as well. We'll mute them too. We've got to clean up the whole fucking ecosystem, Greeno.
Get rid of more.
Got to turn some of these into endangered species, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Blockathon.
Yeah, bit of hot news off the press here. I never thought golf would be trending at 9:15 Australian time.
Okay.
However,
we're doing night golf, are we?
There's been a bit of an incident at the PGA because the latest major just started yesterday. I totally forgot about it.
Okay.
But apparently, world number 1 golfer Scotty Scheffler has been detained by police in handcuffs after a misunderstanding with traffic flow led him to attempt to drive past a police officer going into the event's golf club.
Oh.
Then the police officer attempted to attach himself to Scheffler's car. Then when Scheffler wound down the window to yell at him, the officer fucking handcuffed him and tried to pull him out of the car.
Wow. Okay.
Then someone apparently has been a pedestrian fatality occurred, backing up traffic for miles, reporting Scheffler's vehicle tried to get around the traffic end of a car. That had nothing to do with Scheffler himself, though. And now the PGA is obviously freaking out because the dude is currently like 3rd on the leaderboard. He's in an incident with police and been pulled out of his car.
Holy
shit's getting real.
Yeah, shit's getting real out there. Fantastic. Do we have video of this? I want to see it.
We don't. This is just quick tweets off the press I just saw there. So yeah. There we go.
Okay, world number 1 golfer Scotty Scheffler has been detained by police in handcuffs after a misunderstanding. That's a fucking nice, Gary. Your media dollar's hard at work there, folks. A misunderstanding with traffic flow led to his attempt to drive past a police officer into Valhalla Golf Club. The police officer attempted to attach himself to Scheffler's car, and then Scheffler stopped his vehicle at the entrance to Valhalla. The police officer then began to scream at Scheffler to get out of the car. Because they don't fuck around in the States, the cops. They've got the gun out before you even know what's going on. The gun's pointed at your face. Get out of the fucking car. It's like, what? What have I done?
I don't care if you're world number 1. You're Rodney King to them, man.
That's it.
They do not give a fuck.
See, the Americans wouldn't know what to do with our coppers because our coppers will follow kind of bullshit laws that are made by our bullshit politicians, granted. But they're much more polite about it, you know.
They are. They also.
Really good afternoon, mate. What are you doing? How are you going today, sir? Are you well? Is everything all right? No, mate. Just checking in on you. You know, there's a bit more that approach.
They're also They don't really give too much of a fuck. My sister actually did work experience with the police.
Yeah.
And was on like traffic duty with them one day.
Yes.
And she came home and I'm like, how was it? And she's like, oh yeah, it was all right.
Boring.
She's like, oh, they literally just let me decide whether we'd give this guy a ticket or not. I'm like, what do you mean?
Nice, Gary!
She's like, well, they pull the guy over and they're like, what? What do you reckon? Ticket? No ticket.
What do you reckon? Like, ask the kid.
ask the fucking 15-year-old on work experience. And she's like, no ticket. So they wouldn't give him a ticket. Next guy, what do you reckon? Ticket. All right, they got a good ticket.
Jesus Christ. So there you go. To get away with stuff in Australia, you only have to appeal to the sensibilities of a 15-year-old work experience kid.
A work experience for a week that's forced by high school. There you go.
Fantastic. Should we talk about Lumens, Greeno? A bit of an update.
Let's talk Lumens, man.
Yeah.
What are we looking
at? What are we looking at here, Greeno?
What we're looking at here. So if we go back, if we're going to step back in time quickly, sir, to the last time we did this program.
Music to get down and boogie. All you can do is step back in time.
I was telling you about this little project the wife put me on. Well, not put me on. She made one suggestion and then it became an obsession where I had to get it right. So I said, look, I'm going to try and light up my backyard using solar-powered lights. I don't want any batteries. I don't want nothing. And you laughed at me, sir. You mocked me. You said,
I was very skeptical because the solar-powered lights that I've seen are those little dodgy little fucking things that people put in their garden, and it's got like a tiny little solar panel on it. And, And you're like, oh, that's a good idea until you see it at night, and it's it's not bright at all. You can barely. Pardon me. Let me correct myself. Until you don't see it at night.
You don't see it, it's not
where the fuck are those lights?
The stick. I tripped over the stick. It's technically a light. So this is the half of my little setup here. See this picture. This is like $10 on the internet solar panel, 400 lumen per light.
Wow.
In almost full effect. Not quite dark at this particular point, but had to send it through for the principal. The wife came home. She's like, "What have you done?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, well, why does it look like a fucking airport in our backyard? I'm like, well, Got to have the lumens out here to light up the backyard.
I'm bringing ships into port, love.
So while for context, this area here used to be pitch black.
Yep.
Beforehand. It wasn't getting much light, could barely see anything out there.
Yeah.
That is nothing but solar-powered small little lights off the internet. So there we go.
Have the neighbours complained that something that's lit up like the fucking MCG is now next to them and they can't sleep? Have they had any of those complaints yet? Or
the good thing about these lights is they're motion censored, so they're off for most of the night, except when I walk out there.
Or like when a possum runs across the yard.
Or when a possum, or when a bird, or when I let the dog out and the dog goes fucking burko in the backyard.
Right, okay. But they do light up the whole neighbourhood, I'm guessing.
They do light up the whole neighbourhood, but that's not my problem.
Now, how do they actually attach to the fence? Are they just kind of hooked over there? Or
so I've gone some industrial taping there, sir.
Really? Tape?
Yeah, I've got
sticky tape, bro.
It's a sticky tape.
You really bodged the fuck out of it, didn't you? You're gonna sticky tape the lights to the fucking fence. Nice Gary, mate.
This is industrial tape. It's also got a bit of Velcro action involved.
Oh, so there's Velcro too. So double strength there, yeah.
So to allow me to remove the lights if need be.
You're not concerned if it rains or anything?
It's been raining for fucking 2 weeks and they stood up.
Yeah,
so,
for now,
yeah. They're still solid.
that glue. I'm interested to see what happens to the glue when we get into the hot days of summer when it starts getting like 45 degrees out there.
I'm going to come up with some backup plans so it's going to be good. Well, you doubted me before, man. Trust me, they're going to start.
Phase 1 is in effect. Yeah.
I am looking at these lights, though. They do look like I didn't realize how many beams were going up into the sky. Yeah. That is a concern because I'm under a flight path, literally.
That's right. Yeah.
So I probably need to look into that. But
have a 747 landing on your street, Greeno. That'll be fun for the kids.
Now, this is okay, and this is fine, and I'm happy with it for now. However, you sent me a video earlier in the week, and I feel like I need to readjust my plans.
You got to up your game, mate.
Because you showed me better lumens than the lumens I just put out there.
That's right. One of those random annoying videos that people are tweeting underneath other unrelated stories, but this is related to what we do here on the show. Ambelina, by the way, saying this is exactly what she did at her house, and it lights up like Fort Knox whenever a wild animal, because she's got fucking bears and shit. I think.
Yeah. So that's what you want, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. So absolutely. But this Greeno, this is a 20,000 watt light bulb that this guy has, and looking at the decor, I'm going to suggest that this is sometime in the 60s, maybe something like that.
No, I feel this is recent. But
look at the gear he's got here.
Yeah, but he's also building his own lights. I just feel like
he might be an old gear enthusiast.
This is just a weird dude, yeah.
Okay, so this is a 20,000 watt light. But now I'm just going to try and quickly have a look. What kind of lumens do we get for 20,000 watts?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yes.
How many lumens? Let's see what we have here. Okay, 10,000. I need a watts to lumens conversion chart.
Anyway, I've got one right here, sir. Lumens to watts conversion chart.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
And that doesn't help me. I just need I need a calculator. Here we go. It depends on size as well.
Okay. Well, I've got it, Greeno, if you want to know.
Okay, yeah.
20,000 watts in an incandescent bulb, which is what I think this one is.
There's a lot of lumens here.
I'm looking at
3.2 million.
Well, I've got 300,000 lumens.
Oh, okay. Now that could be 320,000.
Yeah. So let's say about 300,000 lumens.
300,000 candles equivalent of light.
So what do we have here? 400 candles per
400
light.
each, per light. So we're looking for a 12, 16, we're not looking at a huge amount. Yeah. This is a lot more lumens. I'm pumped by this. I'm excited by the prospect of seeing one light that is the equivalent of 300,000 candles.
300,000 candles lit up. Let's have a look. Actually looks fairly innocuous too, doesn't it, when you look at it?
It's not like those industrial lights we were talking about the other week that we've got that have like a hum, like they're about to explode and are connected to a nuclear generator.
No, but I guess they're LEDs now, aren't they?
Yeah, true.
So that's why this is like your old school kind of what do they call that? The filament, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Your old school light bulb. So let's have a look. It's an industrial strength socket there. Okay. So 20,000 watts, 300,000 lumens. Let's have a look. Gee, he's got some hardware to get it going too, doesn't he?
Yeah. I wouldn't like to see his electricity bill.
That's a stack of batteries.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of transformers here as well. Jeez, he's really stacked up, this guy. Here we go. It's just warming up, Greeno.
Yeah.
He can't look directly at it because he'll go blind.
I'm going blind to watch the video. That's now it's talking. If you're listening to this podcast, you have to come check out this point. How long have we been going for now? Just under an hour. Just under an hour of the video, and check out the beautiful lumens we're getting from this bad boy.
This will be a good shot because this is the one from outside of the house. So we'll get to see. So he's actually turning it on inside like his lounge room or something.
Yeah.
And this is what it looks like from outside the house on the roof.
It's daylight again.
It's fucking daylight coming out of his lounge room. Oh, look at that shit, mate. It is daylight. Look at the way it's lighting up the whole neighborhood.
Next door's like, what's going on here? Birds are chirping.
Wow. That's magnificent, Greeno. There you go. Nice Gary to the lumens.
Well done. This guy. This guy's my new hero.
Yeah. He'll sort you out.
Until this guy's my hero. Also, this is a little bit of what is it? Oh, this is the hot dog. Hot dog. Yeah, it's a hot dog that's sold at the Texas Rangers game.
Yeah. This is why I love you, America. Shit like this.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look. Let's just let the video play and let it explain itself, shall we?
I think I just found one of the most insane food items you can now get at a Texas Rangers game. This is the brand new Boomstick Triple Play. It comes with an 8-inch double patty burger, a chili cheese dog, and loaded Tostito nachos for just $32.99.
Okay, so I thought at first it was one big hot dog, but it's not.
No, it's three things. That hot dog's pretty fucking big.
Like, well, it's a foot long. And
that's a foot-long hot dog.
And it's got the beautiful, one of my favorites, the pickled jalapenos on there, Greenos. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So we've got a foot-long hot dog, and it's actually more than a foot because I think the bun is a foot.
The bun is a foot, and you're probably looking at
half a foot either side of the bun with the dog.
You're looking about another 6 inches there, so 1.5 foot. Yeah,
it's a big it's a big dog. Yeah, what do we got in the middle here? Is that like a salsa kind of salad?
That's a double patty cheese. That's a double patty burger, I think.
Is that a cheese steak there in the middle?
That's a burger, isn't it?
Just all I see is onion, pickle, lettuce. I'm not sure.
I feel like that. I think they said that's a double patty burger.
Okay,
so it's a hamburger in the middle.
Again, yeah.
I think I just found one of the most insane food items you can now get at a Texas Rangers game. This is the brand new Boomstick Triple Play. It comes with an 8-inch double patty burger, a chili cheese dog, and loaded Tostito nachos.
You're right. It's an 8-inch double patty burger, Greeno.
Yeah. So burger, dog, nachos, $32.99.
Now with the conversion, that would be about $50.
$64. Yeah, $60.
$60 for no, I don't think we're better than 50 cents in a dollar.
50 cents.
No,
I'm pretty sure
I reckon we're more like 65, 70, honestly. Pull that shit up, Jamie.
Conversion and 67 cents. There you go. 67 cents.
So nice Gary to be.
There you go. Sorry, nice Gary to you. Last time I checked.
No.
Sorry, last time I checked, we were 50-50.
Yeah,
so
like in fucking in the depression, you know.
That was like a month ago, but nonetheless,
still pretty depressing.
Yeah. $50 for all this, right? Now we go and get a hot dog at our local footy.
Yeah,
and we're out $40. And that's a regular shitty hot dog.
Look, let's be realistic. Let's be honest. So I would say at a Giants game here to get like a hot dog, just a hot dog.
It's like $15, isn't it?
I don't know if it would be 15. It might be about $10. I think
it's more than that.
No, I think you're probably looking at 15 if you get chips on the side or something. Yeah.
A bucket of chips is $10 these days.
A bucket of chips will set you back, and it's not a big bucket either. It's quite small. You can almost tip it into your mouth and you'd be done with it. It's like a thimble. That will set you back probably $8-10 at least.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the dog's a bit more.
A beer is like $9.
More than last time I went. I think I paid $15 last time I went to the footy.
Yeah, but see, Giants I think is a little bit cheaper than other.
No one goes.
Well, no one goes, but it's out west. See, the general rule of thumb here in Sydney is the closer you are to the middle of the city, the more expensive things are, and the further out west you go, the cheaper it is. So I think it's probably slightly cheaper at the Giants Stadium, like our home ground, than it is at, say, the Swans Stadium, because they're right and smack bang in the middle of the city. So but look, this.
But I'm looking at this. I feel this. I
feel jealous when I watch stuff like this. I'm like, how come America gets all this cool shit and we can't have it?
I reckon that is going. If that went for Australia, you're looking at 200.
Yeah, well, that was the tweet actually. Someone tweeted this would cost $850 at AFL Marvel Stadium.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
just insane. But it does look amazing.
Yeah.
I devour those nachos. To be fair, they look pretty good.
A couple of years ago, the AFL had this thing when Gillan McLaughlin was still the CEO, and he made a big push to make pies like $3 or something, and everyone was sucking his fucking dick over it, like, oh, pies are cheap again. It's like a rank, frozen, dirty, fucking rank pie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yay, it's only $4. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong? That's not a correction. Yeah, you're getting scammed. Yeah. Look what the fucking Americans are getting. Look at this shit, would you?
They're getting this for 32.
Yeah. Amazing. And, you know, hey, split it up so you can have one dish each. Okay, so it'll be $10.30 or $10.50 or whatever each. But if you look at it, that fucking hot dog is enough for one person to smash and be like, I'm satisfied with that, you know?
Well, no, you still split that between two, I think, that hot dog, and you'd be sweet. So
you reckon six people could chow down on this one thing?
Oh, easy. When we went through, it wasn't when I went to the MLB in Australia. It was when I went to the Genuine American Football.
Football.
In Oz, they did the meter long hot dogs in that big tube, right? And we had six of us there. We bought two and we just cut it up.
Yeah.
And we fed six people, and it cost like $10-15 each.
But you were fat and fucking.
That's still good value. Yeah, split between six. Yeah. We're still looking. Yeah, that's much cheaper than what you get if you just bought a regular hot dog.
I'm just looking at just the nachos part here. I tell you where you do get a pretty decent feed by Australian standards, and actually maybe it's a baseball thing. You get a decent feed by Australian standards at our local baseball team, the Sydney Blue Sox, Greeno. So I'm going to give a nice go to the Blue Sox because there is a chili cheesesteak van there, and that dude dishes up fucking quality.
They were quality. I went to 2 ball games this year, one with you and BE, and one I took the kiddos like a couple of weeks beforehand, and I got the chili cheesesteak both times delicious, both times reasonable. I think it was like $10 for
it.
About
$10, yeah.
Yeah, $10 for this. Like, this is good value.
But
I'll take that.
He packs the shit in.
He packed it in. Like, it was it wasn't a genuine Philly cheesesteak that I had in the US, but it was the closest I've had to a genuine Philly cheesesteak in Australia.
Yeah. It was like the Australian cultural equivalent of. It's like our Chinese food isn't Chinese food. You understand that, right? You know, and our cheesesteaks are not going to be like your cheesesteaks, right? I don't actually get the cheesesteak. I get he calls it a Mexicana or something. I don't know, but it's like the Mexican one. It's the spicy one. It's got the fucking pickled jalapenos and shit on it. It's a cheesesteak, quote unquote, but it's got spicy sauce,
bit of chili in there,
bit of salsa on it and shit like that. So that's my jam. But yeah, look, I get so jealous when I see stuff like this.
It looks amazing.
I know. Fucking how good it would be to walk back with that to your fucking seat. You'd have to sit it across 3 people actually when you sit down.
Yeah, like think about. I'm looking at that dish there, right? And I'm like, look, I could probably eat all that.
Yes.
Over the course of a 9-inning game.
On a good day, yeah.
Yeah, like a 9-inning game. I'd sit there. I'd start off. You know, you probably want to smash out the hot dog or the cheeseburger first.
That's interesting. I would go to nachos first.
No, I'd go nachos last because I feel like they're still edible.
Oh, you know what you do?
As the temperature goes down.
No, we're both wrong. The way to deal with this would be to you eat the nachos constantly while you're eating the other two, because you take a few bites of the hot dog and then get a handful of nachos because they're chips, right? And like
mix it up,
and then treat them like fries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like only psychopathic killers will get like a meal from McDonald's or Burger King and sit down and eat all the fries and then eat the hamburger. Nobody eats it like that. You put your fries on the side, you pick up the hamburger, you take a couple of bites, you take a fucking handful of fries, you take a couple of bites, you take a handful of fries. You know what I mean? That's
I must be a psychopathic killer then, because that's exactly how I eat.
Yeah.
I want to
strange behavior.
No, that's not strange behavior.
You should be on a watch list or something.
Hear me out, right? There's a logic, there's a method to my madness, right? if I don't want to take up stomach space on fucking chips. Chips are there as a side dish, right? I'm there to eat my burger. I'm there to eat my hot dog. I'm there to eat the main meal.
Don't get them.
I don't want the chips. They come with the meal.
Well, don't get the meal. Just get the burger then.
That's what I do. If I go to like Hungry Jack's or whatever, I do not get chips. I just get burgers. I get like 3 burgers and I'm done.
That's crazy.
What do I want chips for? Chips are a waste of space.
They're like in between. They're like palate cleansers, Green.
You don't need them. I don't need a palate cleanser. I'm trying to eat my meal here. So smash down the thing, and then if I've got space, then I'll eat the chips. I want the quality, the thing I'm trying to eat first. And then if I'm still hungry, then I'll eat the chips on the side.
See, no, I don't do it like that. I like to eat, I'd like to burger and then go for a handful of chips, handful of chips. What's interesting though is like, say if I get...
You're the kind of dude who fills up on bread at a restaurant, man. That's fucking, it's no good.
I never fill up on bread. I could eat bread constantly and never feel full. So that's a false analogy, Greeno. That's incorrect. If I'm really hungry and I go to Burger King, right? So I'll get like, my go-to is the Bacon Deluxe. That's my number one. I've never been a huge Whopper guy. I will get a Whopper every now and then just to mix it up. But 9 times out of 10, I'm getting the Bacon Deluxe. Now, if I'm really hungry, I'll get a grilled chicken sandwich as well. So I'll get like the meal with the fries and the grilled chicken sandwich. And when you get like a 2-burger, I'm sure you've done like a 2-burger meal before. It's like, you know what? 1 burger is just not going to be enough for me today.
I didn't get meals.
Burger.
Because meals are a waste of my time.
But if you get the 2 burgers, I'm curious, do you approach it the same way I do? I tend to eat the beef burger first because I feel like chicken is more like dessert in that situation. Yep. Is that the way you approach it as well?
That's a very good question. So, look,
or do you treat chicken like an entree and beef as the main? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once again, good question. Normally, I go bigger out of the 2 first. So, I don't know. Maybe it's how my brain works. If I go to a Burger King, I generally don't mix up. Like, I'll just get 2 of the same thing for the most part.
Really? How boring. So, you're such an accountant.
That's like, I'd rather get 2 grilled chicken burgers. I'd rather get 2 things. If I go to a Porto's, I might mix it up slightly. In fact, if they only sell chicken, I'll get like a double fillet chicken burger and then I'll get like a garlic mini wrap.
Right.
Now, the garlic mini wrap I'll save for like a backup. That's my second. I want to smash out the big boy burger first, and then if I'm still hungry, then I'll eat the wrap as like a dessert, a palate cleanser, if I will, a final filler.
Okay, so for you, it's not the content of the burger; it's the size of the help.
It's the size. I want to make sure I'm eating the thing that is technically the main meal, because I feel like I've spent more money on that. I don't want to waste that bit.
See, that's interesting. I arrange my double burger endeavors according to what the contents of the burger are. So it's not the size that counts, it's how you use it, you know.
You're trying to palate cleanser it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess chicken is because it's more desserty, you know. It's got like a mayonnaise. It's like, you know, it's more of a dessert kind of burger than beef and bacon.
There's logic to that, right? And that's why I generally eat the smaller thing after. Because like if I'm in a double fillet chicken burger, that thing's going to sit heavier, right?
It's more boutique.
So so I feel like I can fit more in at the back end by having the lighter burger, but there'd be a small little like lettuce and chicken and garlic wrap.
Yeah, fair enough. Jacko, thanks for joining us in the chat, by the way. Let's go to this, Greeno, because I found this immensely satisfying. This is a video from the 50s, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is
1950s, yep.
Yep, 1950s. And this is what they've taken from us, Greeno, in modern life. This is what we're missing out on now. And we've done a couple of cooking video reviews here on the show. Most recently, what's her name again? The Korean girl that we like.
That's a very good question. I can't remember her name.
Come on. How can we not remember? Manchi.
Yeah.
So I wonder what Manchi's take on this would be, out of interest.
We should ask her. We'll send her a DM.
So this is a mother and a daughter in the 1950s preparing a sandwich for, I assume, Dad. I assume when Dad comes home or when you have friends over.
He wants a snack.
Yeah, well, see, obviously back then the husband would be in, you know, the sitting room with a cigar and a glass of brandy talking politics and the railways, Greeno.
Reading the papers.
With the other gentlemen, whilst all the women would be ushered into the kitchen in their petticoats to prepare a sandwich for all the boys. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the good old days. So let's have a little look here about, this is an instructional cooking video from the 1950s aimed directly at a mum and daughter duo, how to make a sandwich for a man. This is fucking brilliant, this stuff.
He makes it.
This is a sandwich for forks. An open-face creation, in other words.
Okay.
With cheese, milk, and tuna.
Now, you're a foodie, Greeno, so I want you to interject at any time and just jump in and see what you think, because we've spoken about, like, cooking through the ages, and, you know, like in the 70s, it was all about microwaves and shit, you know.
Yeah.
People would do pot roasts in microwaves, so I want you to watch this and see if you pick up on any techniques, any ingredients.
I'm already a little bit concerned. Is that that's the bread there? I was worried that was the meat product at some point.
No, that's the bread, and I can tell you, I grew up on that kind of bread.
On that dry rye. It's like a rye bread, I believe.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it's very popular with the Germans. They eat a lot of that shit, and obviously with, you know, mum being German, Nana being German, that was always the bread that we had in the house. It's got a very distinct taste to it. It's very bitter compared to like a normal white bread that you would buy.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty rye is going to be my guess.
I mean, I grew up on just like that kind of sliced bread with just German mustard spread on it. And like that was a snack. You know, like hot German mustard. Yeah, yeah.
It sounds sensational.
Don't make them like they used to, Greeno.
Fish mixture on top.
Okay.
The basis will be rye bread.
Rye bread, nice one. Nice, Gary.
She found that the spicy caraway flavor made a good contrast to the bland fish and cheese.
There you go. She's thinking about balance.
Sally puts a cube, about a square inch, of butter into the top of a double boiler.
Okay, now we're going to have to... Hang on. Okay, so wait, whoa, back it up, ladies. Slow down. So how much butter? Look at the size of this chunk of butter we're putting in here.
Yeah, but there's 4 sandwiches there.
No, there's 4 slices of bread. That would mean 2
sandwiches.
This
is an open sandwich, isn't it?
It is. You're correct. It's an open sandwich. So we're putting milk in. That's a lot of milk. And look, that's a big chunk of butter. So butter and milk.
Butter and milk. I'm intrigued by the milk aspect.
Yeah.
I can understand the double boiler because, you know, back then you had to try and find a way. There was no microwave to melt the butter in.
True.
It was going to be too hard. It was going to fucking ruin that beautiful rye bread if you try and just put the hard butter straight on it.
Jeez, man. I'm thinking Lunch of Legends next time around. I'm going to have to find myself a legitimate 50s cookbook and cook something from the 1950s.
I'm going to buy you a loaf of rye.
A loaf of rye. We'll go from there.
Normally I bring over a bottle of wine. This week, this time I'm going to bring over a loaf of rye bread.
Bring a loaf of rye and your homemade peanut butter, by the way, which I meant to load up the image for. So let me just quickly grab this just while we're on the topic.
It just looks like peanut butter. But the Lady Greeno is a fan. She's the only one in the house eating it. She's like, this is really good. She's like, it's different to regular peanut butter because it tastes like peanuts. I'm like,
it's more oily. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not oily. It's got a beautiful. It actually tastes like peanuts. Whereas
it's creamy,
peanut butter, it's creamy.
It's nice.
It allows you making it yourself allows you to work your consistency to personal preference, if you will.
Yep.
Like
I'm going to throw it up on the screen. So that's Greeno's. He said he was going to do it, and there it is. That's the first batch of homemade peanut butter from Greeno.
If anyone asks why I didn't fill up the jar, reason being,
good question.
I didn't know whether it'd be a hit or not, so I didn't want to waste my time doing a full jar of it if it wasn't going to get eaten.
Right.
Also about perishability. So I think it only lasts about 2 weeks, and we're not going to get through that much if only the wife's eating it. So
it doesn't last only 2 weeks. It lasts lasts fucking ages.
We'll see.
No,
but there you go.
Google that shit, man. Natural peanut butter lasts like almost indefinitely because there's no preservatives or anything in it. Like you don't have to worry about it going.
Well, that's why I thought it might not last as long because there is no preservatives in it.
No, it's fine. Like once you churn it up like this, the oil keeps it nice.
Okay.
So you just all you have to do is when you get it out next time, you just got to stir it up with a knife again. And mix all that oil through it.
Almost like a tahini.
Yes, and then it's good to go. So
there you go.
Yeah, fantastic. Looks good.
I'll make you a batch next time. Yeah, peanut butter and rye bread. There we go. That's what I'm bringing.
Peanut butter and rye
next
bread.
Lunch of Legends.
All right. Should we take a quick little break so we can refresh our bevies, and then we'll come back and finish off this 50s video, Greeno? How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, let's do that. See you shortly.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note. Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
movies. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We'd never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's been a long time since we did a break.
I was just thinking that on the way back from the bathroom going, I can't remember last time I heard the Pessy song.
No, it's been ages.
We've just been talking non-stop for like 2-3 hours every show these days. Yeah. We just don't muck around with it.
I love it. Yeah, we kick it into high gear these days. Amberlina in the chat, Greeno, said, peanut butter doesn't go bad. Tend to agree. Nice, Gary. So, nice, Gary. I mean, obviously do your own research. If you don't trust the collective wisdom of our audience, Greeno, that's for you to decide. But
well, I'm not the one. I'm not the one eating it, so you know.
Well, who gives a fuck? Yeah, shit can be radioactive, then, can't it? It doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference. So, all right, where are we at? We got the rye bread with the rye bread.
I'm trying to work out what's happening there with the side action. So, see how she's cutting the outside of the loaf, the lady on the left.
Yeah, what is she doing there?
I don't know.
You know what?
Little incisions.
Yeah, she's making little incisions around the outside of the bread. Okay, so I think that's going to play a role later on. I'm concerned with the buttermilk, that's the wrong term to use. Did you know that, by the way, buttermilk isn't actually butter in milk, which is fucking annoying, isn't it? It's like lemon juice in milk. Why wouldn't you call it lemon milk then? If it's lemon juice in milk? Who the fuck came up with that? You know, I'm going to add lemon juice to the milk. And it's like, okay, great. Because you use buttermilk when you do like deep fry and stuff before you put on, you know, your seasoning and your breadcrumbs or whatever you're using. You soak it in a little buttermilk first. And it's like, all right, so we're going to make some buttermilk. How are we going to do that? We're going to put lemon juice in milk. It's like, well, that's fucking idiotic, isn't it? Why wouldn't you call it lemon milk? That makes no fucking sense. Who fucking made that up? Who allowed that to become the term?
It's called it's sour milk. I do that. You do it for pancakes. And stuff.
It's buttermilk. That's what they call it.
Anyway,
I'm just going to have a look. Buttermilk. Buttermilk is a fermented dairy drink. Traditionally, it was liquid left behind after churning butter out of cultured cream. Most modern butter in Western countries are not made with cultured cream, but combine milk with here it is. How to make buttermilk. Simply combine your milk with a choice and vinegar or lemon juice. Nice, Gary! How the fuck is that buttermilk? What a ridiculously fucking idiotic term for vinegar and milk, buttermilk. Like that's going to turn kids off butter and milk if they happen to sweep that out of the fridge. Yeah. Can I have a cup of buttermilk? Sure.
My son is a fan of buttermilk pancakes. He loves them, and often there's a little bit of buttermilk left over. He's like,
are you putting vinegar in there or lemon juice?
And I'm like, no, man. Like, you gotta be drinking that buttermilk.
Many dishes in this kitchen, not only for flavor, but as a blending agent.
Okay. So we've got milk, a big stick of butter, a lot of butter. They used to chow the butter back in those days, didn't they? Because they didn't give a fuck about it. There was no cholesterol.
There was no cholesterol back then. No one knew.
Actually, to be fair, like we look at this and we go, wow, look at all the butter and sugar and shit they used to eat. None of them were fat, though.
No.
Were they? Like, I'm sure there was some fat.
Well, because I feel like there was less processed sugars.
That's right. It was more natural.
Yeah.
Like, that's fresh. Sugars, that's probably fresh butter that came from the farm that day, you know?
So, However, life expectancy was a fucking lot less.
But that's because modern medicine wasn't around either. Life expectancy peaked in the 90s. It's actually going down again because of all of the, because of all the fucking heart disease and shit that we've got because everyone's so fucking obese. So it's actually going back down.
Once again, natural curve. We're not meant to survive this long.
No.
Oh, she's adding more butter.
More butter.
There's more butter. There's literally a whole knob of butter in this buttermilk.
It is too.
Happening over here.
Why bother putting half of it in first with the milk if you're just going to slice up more butter and then put the rest in as well? I don't understand that.
Probably the whole thing wouldn't fit in there, I'm guessing.
Maybe
we shouldn't doubt these ladies, man. We need to just see the method.
Again, this is 4 or 5 open sandwiches. Okay, we've got a whole stick of butter. How much is in a whole stick of butter, Greeno? I want grams and pounds.
Grams and pounds in a stick of butter.
Yeah.
All right, good question. How much?
I feel like it's going to be like 250 grams or something.
I think a little bit higher.
300.
I reckon 500.
500, half a kilo of butter.
Yeah, I think so. 1 stick of butter. So I'm guessing 1 stick. Depends on the definition of a stick.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
All right. So
give us an American stick of butter, because we're dealing with an
Well,
American.
this is saying 113 grams.
Oh, that's not much at all, is it?
Of a genuine stick. And I'm like, well, the stick of butter we get.
I'd eat that with my fingers.
I'm gonna say,
eat that like a lollipop.
Yeah, butter. I'm gonna look up how much butter is at Coles. Here we go.
Okay.
1 stick that I'm envisioning, quarter of a kilo. 250 grams.
Right.
Is a stick of butter in Australia.
So I nailed it.
Nice, Gary.
Well, no, here we go. Here's a different stick. 500 grams.
500
depends
grams.
on the size.
Okay.
Depends on the size of stick you get.
So what's that? What's 500 grams in a pound? I'm guessing that it's because it's roughly half. So it's roughly like 1 kilo for 2 pounds. So I'm guessing that's about a pound of butter.
You are correct, sir. 1.1 pounds of butter.
Nice, Gary.
It's a lot of fucking. It's a lot of fucking.
It's half
butter.
a kilo. Yeah, it's a lot of butter.
Yeah. Ambelina in the chat, what are they making then? Your brain needs the cholesterol your body makes. Eat the butter. There you go. You've heard it from Ambelina. Eat the fucking butter. Shut your mouth and eat the butter.
I'm not a fan of butter.
No?
Just put it out there.
Really?
Like butter inside recipes? Love it. Delicious. You want me to do like a garlic butter prawn? Oh, man, I'll put fucking so much butter on a thing, I'll drown in it. Yeah. But you want me to put butter on bread and just eat butter bread? Nah, man, count me out.
Oh, I do. I have for a long time.
I know you're a fan of it.
Yeah. I slather butter on toast, for example, and a lot of times I will just eat it without anything else, just butter. Yeah. I love butter. I'm like Homer Simpson when it comes to butter. Yeah. Just fucking a whole stick with bacon wrapped around it. Yeah. Okay, let's carry on here. So what are they making? Amberline's asking what they make. They're making a sandwich. Just a sandwich with a whole stick of butter.
I'm confused. No, not just a whole stick. So they point out here, there's a stick of butter going into this blender over here, and she's still spreading butter onto the bread.
Yeah.
Second lady is now, after she's done the little divots in the outside of the bread, is going into the other bit of butter to now spread the butter.
So we're now on pound 2 of the butter.
Yeah, pound 2 of butter.
Jesus, no wonder they were fucking broke all the time in the 50s. How much money were they spending on big butter, Greeno? Had it made in the 50s.
Part of the trick to entertaining unexpected guests is keeping on hand certain...
It's keeping on hand about 5 years worth of butter.
Kilos of butter. Industrial sizes of butter.
Useful.
Hey, honey, duck out to the butter fridge and grab me another pound.
Yeah. Part of the trick of entertaining unexpected guests is living on a dairy farm.
Foods. One of these is cheese of an easy melting type.
Oh, here we go. This is territory that Greeno and myself like to fucking play. This is our lane, the cheese lane.
Which Sally is going to use as a base for the rarebit. To speed the melting, she cuts this into slices.
Oh, okay. So it's butter first.
She's making a roux.
Is that what it's called? A roux, is it?
Yeah, roux. So
I would just call it a cheese sauce.
No, well, this is a roux to begin with, and then
what's a roux? Explain a roux to me. Why is a roux a roux?
A roux is a combination of butter, flour, and then you add milk, and then you add cheese to make like a liquidy cheese sauce.
Ambelina in the chat. People who suffer from dementia never have high cholesterol. My grandmother uses butter like water. She's 87. Oh, look, you don't have to fucking convince me. You're preaching to the choir with me. Like I'm a butter fiend, but Greeno's the one you got to get on board, Greeno. Eat more fucking butter, Greeno. You heard it from the fans. The fans are never wrong. So we've put half a kilo of butter in first.
Yeah, now this thing.
Now we're doing half a kilo of cheese.
Making,
yeah.
Now this thing this lady's making is making a bit more sense because I was like, what this butter and milk. Now I understand this is going to be the base of our cheesy sauce, I think.
Okay, so now the question is this what are we looking at here? A Colby or it has to be a cheddar in the 50s, doesn't it?
Like in the 50s, it has to be a cheddar, right? Yeah.
Did they have anything else in the 50s other than cheddar or a tasty?
I don't know.
Is a cheddar
I'm sure they'd have
tasty?
tasty, right?
But
I think
isn't tasty a kind of cheddar?
It's a kind of cheddar, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're looking at just stock standard cheddar cheese here.
Melting type, which Sally is
Is cheddar a melting cheese?
Yeah, of course it is.
Is it? Okay.
going to use it.
Yeah.
Not as much as other ones, though. It's not like
said,
a mozzarella. It's not.
use,
Colby's more melty than cheddar.
Nah, man, I use cheddar on like all my like pasta bakes and shit.
Okay.
As a base for the rarebit. To speed the melting, she cuts this into slices in the milk and butter mixture, while Mother butters the bread.
Look at that fucking gas oven. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary!
That's a thing of beauty, that thing.
The simmer flame keeps the water boiling gently while the cheese is melting, so that Sally can go on to other tasks.
Like mopping the floor, doing the kitchen. Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
Chauvinists and sexists and misogynists and chauvinists.
I don't mean to get you excited, Damo.
Yes.
But I've just found a website called the National Historic Cheesemaking Center.org where they cover the history of cheese.
Oh, dude.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, am I?
That's it. This website gives you the history of cheese back to the 8 to 10,000 years ago.
Oh, now we're talking. Okay, so we got next week's show all lined up.
That's next week's show done. No rundown needed. Yeah. We're going through the National Historic Cheesemaking
Cheese appreciation next week. Haven't we already done a cheese appreciation fucking show at some point?
We have, but this is now
the history. Yeah,
this is now the historical appreciation of cheese.
Good. We're gonna do like 3 or 4 cheese episodes a year, right?
Yeah, easy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
She adds the canned chunk-style tuna fish.
Ooh, canned chunk-style tuna fish. So
they're making tuna melts.
Okay.
Now I know what's going on here.
She adds the canned chunk-style tuna fish, and notice that she uses a wooden spoon to avoid discoloration of the mixture.
You don't want discoloration.
Although the tuna rarebit is fairly substantial food in itself, it is a good idea to add something for variation in color and texture. Mother is making a salad dish. Celery, radishes, olives, and pickles.
Jesus, salads have fucking evolved, haven't they?
That is a 1950s salad if I've ever heard of one.
I don't think that's a 1950s. I think that's like a Roman era fucking salad. What do we got in it? Olives, fucking radishes. Jesus.
Radish.
Radish.
This lady, my grandma, or my nana.
Old people love radishes, don't they?
She used to put the only time I ever ate radish in my life, up until like recent years when I put in occasional recipes, is with Nana's house. You go at Christmas, and she had the most random. It was like, where's your garden salad? You think it's going to be like tomato, lettuce,
iceberg lettuce, tomato,
cut of chunks of cheese and a bit of cucumber, maybe. That's it. Yeah. No, man, we got fucking radishes. There's that weird green fucking like grassy shit.
Yeah, alfalfa sprouts.
Alfalfa sprouts, that's in there. You're like, what the fuck is this, Nan? She's like, it's radish and alfalfa.
Can someone, just while we're on the topic, can someone out there in the world please explain to me, why does alfalfa sprout exist?
I don't know.
What is the fucking point of that?
I don't know. It's to put in a Nana's salad, mate.
Yeah.
With the radish.
You can buy a punnet of alfalfa sprout and eat it. It's like fairy floss. You wouldn't even notice that you've eaten anything.
Nah.
You know, there is no point to alfalfa sprouts whatsoever. They taste like nothing. They don't fill you up. There's no point to it. I don't know why it exists and why people pay for it.
Dish. Celery, radishes, olives, and pickles.
Celery, radishes, olives, and pickles. That's a salad, Greeno, in the 50s.
Salad in the 50s. I'm gonna
give me the fucking tuna melt, love. Jesus.
My wife often tells me, like, hey, man, you go a bit too hard sometimes on the dinners. Just, you don't have to make it so complex. Keep it simple. I'm gonna rock up one day next week.
With tuna, with celery, radish, olives, and fucking, what was it? What was the other thing? Hang on.
And pickles.
Pickles, that's it.
And pickles go, there's dinner.
It's going to look like that, okay?
Is making a salad dish. Celery, radishes, olives, and pickles.
See, it's not a salad dish. Because for us, a salad is like a combination of different things, right? That's just
that is a combination of different things.
No, it's not, because she's got them. What I'm getting at here is they're all separated. Oh. Look, so all the radishes are in one part. That's a share plate. That's a platter. That's not a salad. It's a platter. We've got chopped up radishes. We've got chopped up celery sticks. We've got olives, and we've got fucking pickles. That's a platter. That's not a salad.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that's a salad, Greeno.
Dish. Celery, radishes, olives, and pickles.
Okay, here we go.
Sally adds potato chips to the menu.
Okay.
They used to be exclusively picnic fare, but they've joined the host of useful accessory foods which make entertaining so much easier and more fun for teenagers.
Nice, Gary!
Oh, look, I do. I have a little bit of a weak spot for potato chips, but I'm not as bad as I used to be. I used to eat way too many potato chips. Now I might eat a bag a month or something like that. Like every now and then I'll just get a craving for it and I'll smash through a bag, you know? Yeah. But it is quite literally like the worst possible thing you can eat these days. Like it is the most unhealthy individual thing that you can eat. You're better off eating a whole pound of butter raw, you know, with nothing else. Just eat the butter, forget about the potato chips. But I'm guessing again back in the 50s. And what I was going to say is too, maybe this is where the whole American barbecue, you know, when you go to an American barbecue place and they have a side of potato chips, like crisps.
Potato chips, yeah, crisps. Yeah.
And people always wonder, where the fuck does that come from? Why are they putting, because you have to understand, if you're an American, to us, that's a strange thing to do. Like we eat our chips out of a bag, you know. It's like, why are you putting them on next to ribs? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, we're meant to eat these before. This is entrees.
Yeah, this is weird behavior. Yeah, this is
you don't have that with lunch. This is the entree.
Yeah, maybe this is where this comes from, you know. It's just, did you hear what the guy called it? He called it an accessory food, Greeno. Like a handbag, you know. You've got your pickles, your olives, your cucumber and your radish, and your potato chips before you eat the fucking 2 pounds of butter with tuna. That's great stuff.
Potato chips to the menu. They used to be exclusively picnic fare, but they've joined the host of useful accessory foods which make entertaining so much easier and more fun.
Spit it out.
For teenagers.
Isn't this too, it's heartwarming to me as well, Greeno, to see. I would say that this girl's probably like 14, 15, 16, something like that. You know, she's in the pre-18 era, but she's already in the kitchen, Greeno, you know.
Nice,
she's already getting trained by mum. This is what you have to do to, you know, keep your husband happy, you know.
And already dressed up pretty for the men.
Dressed up pretty for the men, for the gentlemen, you know, make good sandwiches. This is the key to being a good woman. So kudos to that mum. It's a good mum.
For teenagers.
Of course, if anyone ever suggested that to my daughter, I'd shoot them in the face, but that's another story, right? I mean, we're talking about an ideal world, not the real world. So.
Not the reality, yes.
The bread was toasted quickly in the broiler, and the rarebit is nearly ready to serve.
In the broiler? Is that what they used to call ovens?
That's a grill.
So a broiler is a grill.
A grill, yeah.
Why did I have it in my head that broiler sounds like water? There's water involved.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, because a lot of recipes I use say, put it in the broiler. And I'm like, what the fuck's a broiler? I had to Google it.
Fuck's a broiler?
And they're like, it's like grill. I'm like, why don't you just say grill then?
Yeah, so it's definitely tuna melts because we've got toasted, but that confirms it because it's toasted bread, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our little water bubbling away here, melting. That's a great way of just doing that too. Because the other way is just put it directly into a saucepan, right? And melt all the shit together that way.
This is doing more of a gentle.
Could you imagine how creamy and tasty that would be? There'd be no burning or anything, you know?
I legitimately did that method last week to melt cheese on a recipe.
Really?
Yeah, so much better. Like just having it over an open boiler. It was in like, what's it called? Just a bowl, like a glass bowl, and kind of mixed it all up in there with like, I forgot it was like cream cheese or something like that.
So how do you, because I don't have an open boiler, so how can you do that without one? Like, do you need like a good ceramic bowl and just sit it on top of boiling water in a pot? Like,
yeah, that'll work. Yeah, it just needs to be heat proof. So you kind of just put it on top of
something you can put in the oven.
No, it doesn't have to be in the oven. It's more just, you know, it's just got to be able to withstand the heat. Of like, it's not going to shatter.
Without cracking,
it's not going to shatter,
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. What will be the beverage?
Oh, now we're talking.
Oh, no.
Look at the size of this fridge, Greeno. Look at it.
Remember, with that said, they only had one fridge back then. Now we've got like 4.
Oh, that's not true. Yeah, I have 2 fridges. But look at the size of this fucking thing, man.
The quality.
That's fantastic. I love old stuff like this. Whenever I get so excited, I get an erection when I'm like walking around and, you see like garage sales or whatever, and there's like an old fridge like this sitting on the lawn. I'm like, oh, can we have it, please? And I'm always shot down immediately. It's like, why do you want a fucking 70-year-old broken fridge that doesn't work anymore? I'm like, because look at it. It's awesome. Don't you want an old fridge that you can lock the kid in, Greeno? They can't escape. But you can survive I've seen enough movies. You can survive a nuclear bomb in this fucking thing. You're not going to die.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
It's surrounded by lead, okay? You could get shot into space in this fucking fridge, and live to tell the tale with half a pound of butter sticking out of your mouth when you get back to Earth.
Let's see. What will be the beverage?
What will be the beverage? Sarsaparilla. I'm guessing sarsaparilla. What do you think, Greeno? What's the beverage of the 50s?
I'm going to go a ginger ale, perhaps.
Ginger ale. Okay, good pick.
I'll tell you why the fridge is also big, and you'll notice that here in this particular shot, no inside door space.
That's true. It's all shelves.
It's all fridge.
It's packed. This was obviously a rich family here. What's this item? What's this green thing here on the left of the mum here? Is that a wireless?
Radio. Yeah, I think it's a wireless.
I think that's a wireless.
We'll give the guests a choice of Coke or milk.
What? To go with your
tuna melt. Yeah. I mean, there's enough milk in the melt.
There's enough milk in the other thing. I don't think we're going to have a glass of milk to go with the big fat milky thing.
How about a beer, you bitch? What do you, come on, I've worked hard all week. Where's my fucking beer?
I've seen enough Mad Men episodes to know that I feel like there's going to be some dry whiskey happening.
At least, yeah. Or a sarsaparilla or a dry ginger ale or something.
Yeah, something will work, yeah.
When you can offer guests a choice easily, it's a gracious gesture. Now it's time to serve. 2 slices of toast are neatly arranged on each plate.
Okay.
And the filling, or perhaps we should say covering, goes on top.
The covering, Greeno.
I think the cutting around the edge was to have like a little bit of a border. You'll notice there's a border when they've grilled it. To kind of curl up. I feel like that's why they did the little cutting of the crust.
It becomes a little plate kind of thing.
It becomes a little plate. That's right. A little bowl, like a little ashtray. The tuna. Yes. Like an ashtray. That's right. You can smoke and then put it into the tuna.
Put the butt out in the fucking tuna melt. Yeah. That was the thing too. Everyone was smoking inside back then.
Yeah.
You'd finish. You used to be able to sit there in the restaurant and eat your fucking tuna melt with your 2 pounds of butter and your bottle of Coca-Cola and your milk and your olives and celery and fucking radish salad on the side, and then you light up a cigarette and just stub it out on the fucking plate,
Smash down half a pack of Marlboro Red.
Yeah, fuck, those were the days. I was definitely born in the wrong era, man. Like, wouldn't you have rather have lived a full life? Of course you had to worry about World War II, so if you survived that as a young man, then you got the payoff of tuna melts and fucking horseradish.
You need post WW2.
Yeah, that's it. But you were able to smoke. You could slap the secretary on the ass. Nobody cared. It was that kind of a life. Don't you wish that you were born kind of more in that era, and you'd be dead before Taylor Swift was even a thing?
Yeah, I wouldn't have to mute anyone. It'd be good.
There'd be no Twitter. There'd be no muting. Just a lot of tuna melts, bottles of Coca-Cola, and horseradish salad. I mean,
pickles and radishes.
Can't go wrong. And 2 pounds of butter every meal. It's fucking great. I can't think of anything better.
Sally knows you should serve cream dishes with extra caution.
Okay.
And effective carelessness here is no asset.
No, it's definitely not.
Mother is a great believer in the aesthetic value of parsley, and of course it's good to eat too.
That's not even. That's burnt parsley.
We're just sticking fucking. We're sticking parsley on the side of the plate for no reason. You know on this show, if you listen to it for any stretch of time, that I have a deep aversion, a hatred of parsley. I think it is the most useless herb that's ever existed. I hate the texture. It doesn't really taste like anything, really. But what it does taste like is not nice to begin with, but the texture especially is just weird.
Talking continental or talking curly parsley?
All of it. Hate it.
See, I used continental parsley in 5 different dishes this week. Delicious in all of them.
No, parsley parsley should be eradicated from the face of the earth, I think. So we'll get rid of the parsley. But would you do this, Greeno? Just stick a whole thing of fucking parsley on the side of the plate there, yeah?
Well,
what do you need that for when you've got your radish salad anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point?
Now a touch of Tabasco for color and a taste surprise.
Now, a taste surprise? That will be a surprise, won't it? With your 2 pounds of butter, a little bit of Tabasco sauce sprinkled on top, Greeno. But I am a fan of Tabasco.
And there's tuna rarebit a la Sally Gasco.
Oh. What was it called, Greeno? Tuna rarebit a la Sally Gasco.
Gasco. There you go.
Okay. Fucking fantastic. Love that. So there you go. That's going to be on the menu.
I think that's kind of a good way to end the show, I think.
Oh, okay. You don't want to do one more? Let's quickly burn through what we got here.
All
right. You sound like you've lost all enthusiasm after watching the 50s. Was it the butter, Greeno? Too much butter?
No, it wasn't the butter. I was just like, we've been going almost 2 hours.
Yeah, hour and a half. Well, let's have a quickly look at this. This is Eats for a Lonely Man from 1940, Greeno.
At a central depot, the supplies are weighed and cooked. The pastry and cakes are just like Mother makes. If the promises of the ATS cooks are like pie crust, they've nothing to worry.
How much butter do you reckon they're using in this, Greeno? Look at the size of that bucket.
Like pie crust, they've nothing to worry about. The rough soldiers aren't worrying anyhow. And they have the most practical kitchen equipment. Modern ranges, rust-proof pots and pans,
Modern,
and so
Greeno.
on. Cleanliness is one of the first essentials in the preparation of the men's food.
Of course,
Just
you wouldn't want to get tuberculosis from your bread roll.
Important is no waste. Careful boning means a bit more for supper, maybe shepherd's pie, but without custard.
Okay.
And when it comes to basting, well, I bet you've seen Mum do this sort of thing. It's that home-from-home touch that marks the ATS girl.
So much.
There are machines for everything. One of them peels and delivers the spuds ready for the steam oven.
What?
And they say that potatoes done like this taste just like...
We don't have potato peeling machines now. Why did they have... Look at this thing.
That's impressive.
Look at this, spitting out the peeled potatoes, Greeno. Look at that. Why don't we have potato peeling machines now? What happened? Why am I standing there in a kitchen with a fucking hand peeler like an idiot? When in the 40s, 80 years ago, they had potato...
Could have had that massive machine in your kitchen.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, next to my fridge, Greeno. Yeah, next to my broiler.
Machines for everything. One of them peels and delivers the spuds ready for the steam oven. And they say that potatoes done like this...
Troy Martin says coriander says hold my beer, Greeno. He's not a fan of coriander.
Nice.
Putting that on the record.
He's also not a fan of cheese, apparently, which is a bit concerning.
Well, yeah. I mean, anyone who's not a fan of cheese, then we have to stricken their opinion from the record permanently, don't we? I mean, clearly the man's not a good judge of what good food is if he's not a fan of cheese. Like, I'm sorry, Troy. Your evidence has been omitted from the record.
Tastes just like potatoes.
Just like potatoes.
And the girls even flirt with a mechanical masher.
Oh, good for the girls.
The cooked cabbage is refreshed, as they call it.
Oh, that looks lovely.
That looks fucking great, doesn't it?
Nice, Gary!
It's refreshed. He called it refreshed cabbage, Greeno. Look at it.
Yeah.
Looks like they're pulling it out of a fucking out of a sump.
Yeah, that's kind of when my toilet gets clogged. That's what it looks like.
That's when your missus puts too much hair down the shower drain, and that's when you're trying to unclog the shit.
It comes out.
Yeah. Oh, it's good looking cabbage, that. Refreshed cabbage, Greeno.
Cabbage is refreshed, as they call it.
As
and then
they
it goes
call
into
it.
the ration box to join the other items on the soldier's menu.
Okay.
And it's all carefully weighed to make sure that the lads get their full and generous whack.
Hell yeah.
Even greaseproof paper is used to keep the
Thanks for protecting the country, lads. Here's some steamed cabbage.
Here's some toilet cabbage for you. Fucking good stuff.
Eats like bread go into the dry boxes. And the cooked food, so far untouched by hand, into the wet.
I've got to be honest, it was pretty amazing what they were doing back then.
100%, yeah.
Like this kind of, because we went from like say the 20s and the 30s, all of this, when he's talking about new technology and machines and potato peeling machines and stuff like that, people's minds must have been fucking blown,
Yeah.
Like what the hell are they doing, Because 10, 20 years, it was like during the war, that's let's talk about the good things about World War II, Greeno. It forced a kind of technological space race, if it were, between all these different countries, and a lot of the technologies we have now obviously came out of the military era in World War II, right? So born out of necessity. So a lot of these things that we utilize now, that technology was first thought of by some guy who wanted to kill somebody, and we've just adapted it to our purposes. But yeah, I watch stuff like this. I'm like, gee, I really want that big potato peeling machine, Greeno. Okay. Is that a chili bin? Looks like a chili bin.
Another chili bin.
Lorries stand by to load up the boxes of fresh food for immediate delivery to the many lonely outposts in that area.
Yeah.
Nothing haphazard or casual about the feeding of our men in the wilds. And the
feeling of our men in the wild.
They never have to fend for themselves. It's all done by kindness and clockwork.
That's good. Go get them, fellas. Hot food delivered to the fort.
The eats are delivered in the containers they're cooked in. And in
Troy Martin, I love cheese. You've got me all wrong. So he's retracted, Greeno.
Oh, my apologies.
He's actually a cheese fan. Dr. Neil Rigger, Greeno, who I think was formerly Dr. Climate Abortion. He's joining us live. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Neil Rigger.
Into the human containers they're booked for.
There we go. Fantastic stuff. All right.
Okay. Quick update on the Scotty Scheffler situation.
Has he been beaten to death in prison yet? Or
no, we've got his mugshot.
Oh,
that's
really?
how quick
Do we? Oh, come on, where is it?
He's literally been fucking arrested. There we go.
You're joking.
This is I'm going to quickly send you the.
Oh, please, yeah, please send me the link.
Oh, he's literally been taken away. They've had to They've had to delay the second round of the PGA Tour, PGA Tour Championship, because the guy running third is now in a local prison.
Holy shit! Look at this! Look at this!
For a traffic violation. America!
America! Fuck
what the fuck is going on?
There is no visitation until the inmate has been classified and moved to a housing unit. So he's not getting out anytime soon, by the sounds of it.
Well, his tea time's about an hour and a half away. So.
Serious question. What is the rule here? Like, does he forfeits? Doesn't he? Does he forfeit?
He'd have to forfeit if he can't make his tea time. But what the fuck are they doing? It's ridiculous.
This is a cop on a bad day, I reckon.
100%. Oh, do we want to see the video of Scotty getting arrested?
Yes. Do we have it?
We do. Here we go.
Give it to me, please.
Here's Scotty Scheffler being arrested for a minor traffic violation.
Wow.
He tried to enter the golf course.
Number one golfer in the world. Okay. Everyone should know who he is by now. So let's have a look. Scott Scheffler being arrested. Have we got sound here? No, hang on.
No, I don't think there's any audio.
No, I got it.
Step back. Back up or you're in jail. I'm back.
Now, I am curious, does Scott Scheffler give it a little bit of, does he give a little bit of the treatment, Greeno? Don't you know who I am? Because if he does that, then I will lose all sympathy for him.
I don't think he is. I think he's obviously kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Once they whack the handcuffs on you, you're probably best to keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut, yeah.
Guys.
Dude, step back. Back up or you're in jail.
I'm back.
Step back.
I'm back.
This is bizarre.
Well, they were trying to work out how the PGA Tour would compete with Live Golf. I think we found our way. They've turned it into an episode of Cops.
Nice, Gary.
This will get eyeballs, won't it?
This is definitely going to get some eyeballs. Like, golf is trending right now. Scotty Scheffler's trending.
Greeno, what was the name of that movie where the football player goes to prison and they have the game against the fucking prison workers?
Oh, The Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard. Well, this is The Longest Drive. Scott Scheffler swinging a broom in the prison yard, teaching the other guys how to putt. Greeno. We're going to take on the prison. We're going to take on the prison guards in a 9-hole putt-putt. Look at this. How fucking embarrassing for these cops, man.
Oh, 100%.
They obviously, they don't know who he is yet. They don't know that this is going to be worldwide news. Otherwise, I'm telling you now, the cops wouldn't have arrested him.
There is no fucking way. They're like, this guy's trying to get into the golf course. They probably think he's a caddy or something, not realizing he's literally the world #1 golfer.
Yeah.
The internet doesn't take long to get onto shit. We've already got Scotty Scheffler released from prison, trying to head back to the first tee in a Denver Bronco. We've got another picture of Scotty Scheffler with a teardrop.
Oh my God. This is a great story. This is the best story so far of 2024. The best sports story, Greeno.
We've peaked. We have absolutely peaked.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
Scott Scheffler, ladies and gentlemen, jailbird. Look at that. Hardened criminal.
Guys.
What do we do?
I'm staying back.
Here's the thing. Right now, he's going to jail.
Okay.
He going to jail. Oh, fuck off.
Okay. He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. Period. There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you have a question?
I'm media. I'm a reporter. Okay. So that's all.
That's fine.
I just want to make sure that's
okay.
known.
But you need to step back over here now.
No problem. You got it.
Okay.
So to your question, Damo, from another reporter, Scotty Scheffler is such a nice guy. He refused to use "Do you know who I am?" Even though this may be the only time that line's actually been warranted.
Okay, Scott Scheffler is the best golfer in the world, and he doesn't use the "Don't you know who I am?"
Don't you know
line.
who I am line? Yeah.
Oh, fucking all right. I love him. I'm a Scott Scheffler fan now, officially.
That's so good.
Yeah. All right. These cops, man. This is fucking.
He's going to jail right now. Why? What the hell?
Why?
Here we go. In answer to your question, so he's got a 10:08 a.m. tea time.
Time now? Like 8:08?
It's only about 8. Yeah, about 8 over there. Worth noting, Rule 5.3a in the rules of golf. When you start round, list of exceptions. Exception 3. Committee decides.
Arrested by idiot police officer.
Committee decides that exceptional circumstances prevented you from starting on this time. Under this provision, there is no breach of the rule. So if Scotty's got to make bail and rocks up after 10:08, then it's ridiculous.
Imagine if he has to rush through his round because he's got to go back for his hearing, Greeno. So it's like, no, actually, what are we on the 15th? Oh fuck! Can I call it in?
There you go. That's insane.
Follow that one with interest, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
That's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that story tomorrow.
Haven't we done a show tonight? Hey.
Oh, this has been a show. Do we want to end on the furries though?
The furry. Yeah, we got to follow the fairy story. Let's have a quick look at this. So, this one caught my eye, Greeno. As you know, we're all about equality on this show.
Yeah,
we love equality. We love. I can't even pretend anymore. We do. We do love equality.
We're like, look, if what's good for one is good for all.
Yes, exactly.
And we don't want to judge. We're like, look, we're already half broken. Let's go fully broken.
Exactly. We've been talking for a long time. Let's ban everything. Let's allow everything. Let's just really overturn the fucking table in the Western civilization buffet hall, and we'll pick up the food from the floor and see what tastes good.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you know it, we'll be back eating 2 pounds of butter and tuna melts. If we just play it right. So here's this story.
This is Strudel, a member of the furry fandom.
Strudel.
Though they've been a
Strudel's an adorable name, isn't it? Well done, Strudel.
furry for over a decade, they have their own opinions.
It's crazy that it's escalated to this point where these kids are being so distracting to their peers that their peers want to stage a walkout, or to have, the next generation.
How far away do you think we are from, say, a presidential candidate or a prime ministerial candidate in this country, Greeno, looking like this? Strudel for president.
That's not far. I swear there was one recently in the Australian election, wasn't there? Where someone not as far as a furry, but it was someone who was far from straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, when it's obviously we don't have any requirement for the furry to take that, because isn't it a furry thing? Maybe I'm asking the wrong guy here. I just realized, but I'm pretty sure it's a furry thing. When they are in the costume, you have to refer to them as their furry name.
Yeah, as their furry name. Correct.
And they are in their furry personality as well. They're in their furry character.
They're not who they are in, BAU. It's, I'm furry Jim over here.
Yeah. Hey, bro, when I put the uniform on, I'm fucking strudel, okay?
Yeah.
Respect my strudelness. So obviously there was no requirement here to interview Strudel with the hat off, No,
because this is Strudel.
Like this is Bob Jones. No.
Bob Jones. No, not Bob Jones. This is Strudel.
Kind of muddy our name, and
we wouldn't want to do that, would we? Strudel.
Muddy the name that you refuse to actually give.
No, she gave a name. It's Strudel. Yeah. I will not stand by and see the good name of Strudel dragged through the mud, Greeno. Of course, Strudel would like to roll around in the mud and lick its own asshole, but
good times.
Yeah.
Not represented very well.
Probably tastes better than that radish salad, honestly.
It is kind of just
Strudel's asshole.
Disappointing.
Strudel believes there should be some limits.
Continue doing things you like, continue dressing up, continue making art, but maybe let's keep it outside of school hours.
As for the school, Sorensen says they have one main goal.
We want every student to feel safe when they come to school, and we want students to get along. In fact, we want adults to get along.
I mean, this is clearly a furry-friendly school.
Nice, 100%.
I've
got a kitty as an emblem.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, so the district says they've worked with some students whose dress and appearance they say might be disruptive to the school environment.
Okay, so they've missed out.
Why would that kind of costume be disruptive to the school environment? Except if they're sitting in front of you can't see the board, would be my guess. Sorry, I can't see over the big fucking fake head in front of me.
The tweet here is, yesterday over 70 students walked out of Mount Nebo School to protest the school for letting furries to bite, bark and lick them. ABC interviewed a member of the furry community, them, to give a comment about the situation. That was obviously Strudel that you heard from.
Strudel. Yeah. Well, Strudel is obviously at the forefront of the furry movement at the local school.
Yeah, good for Strudel.
That makes me ask the question, there's more than one furry at this school? What's going on at Mount Nebo School?
Well, what's going on in the area,
Nah.
Is it a furry-friendly school? Maybe one day we will have schools. Maybe the teacher will be a furry.
Can we look at, like, how you got religious schools? Can we maybe just have like separate schools for
like
furries?
Private furry schools, Greeno.
Where they have their own little kitty box, like a little kitty litter.
Yeah,
they can sit in during class.
No, you're not going into the laundry, Timmy. You can go outside with the other animals. Okay, you're not special. Yeah. So I want you to piss up against a tree like a normal dog.
Yeah,
would,
one and all.
Yeah,
exactly,
because everyone's equal here.
Yep.
So apparently the kids who were going to school dressed as furries, because obviously there's no uniform requirement in American schools, is there?
No, you can wear whatever you want.
You can wear whatever you want. So they're going dressed as furries. But look, you've got a daughter. She probably wants to go to school dressed like a princess, or a kid from Frozen or something. Sometimes, no. Don't they go through that phase though?
Yeah, before they go to school.
Before they go to school. So
preschool,
not as preschool, not as 18-year-olds going to college.
No, not as a grown adult where you can kind of go, this is pretty fucking stupid.
That's interesting when you can sit back and say, yeah, my daughter used to do that when she was 4.
Yeah.
And here's Strudel getting interviewed from the news. I think we really need a political awakening about furry issues, please.
Here's my next question for you, Damo. All right. So the school was like, look, we're furry friendly over here. Yeah. They're allowed to bite, bark, and lick them.
Yeah.
Now, if furries are allowed to do this in the school, can we treat furries like any other animal that bite, barks, and licks us?
Just give them a kick up the ass. Put them down, Greeno.
Yeah, put them down. I'm saying, Strudel. Strudel comes up and bites me. I'm sorry, that's a dangerous animal now. We've got to fucking
call animal control. Get this fucking
thing out animal control. Wouldn't that be the most genius? That's what these kids should have done. You don't fucking walk out. You call animal control to come collect Strudel.
It's a hefty deterrent, isn't it?
Strudel bit me. Yeah. You got to teach these furries some respect here, sir. Yeah. Like the rules. Yeah. Like my dog, they know. Like, hey, you do poopies over here. Well, you're going around the side. That's how it works.
Yeah.
We might have to put Strudel outside overnight in the rain. That's how it happens.
Maybe teacher can put Strudel on a choke chain, Greeno.
We get a little choke chain.
Teach us some discipline. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we roll.
Okay, Strudel, finish your homework and you'll get like a pig's ear to chew on.
That's it. Yeah. Once again, Strudel, if Strudel's going to, take this line, that's all well and good, but nothing but schmackos for Strudel. Yep. You don't get no potato casserole. You're just nothing but schmackos.
Yeah, I mean, how many dogs do you see walking around on their hind legs giving interviews to the TV cameras? I'm sorry, you're a faker. You're not living the life at all. You should be on all fours, shitting outside, eating pig's ears and chewing on bones and, on a choke chain, on a lead. Dogs must be leashed at all times here at the school. So where is your owner? Who owns this dog? Who owns Strudel, please?
Yeah, they've got questions to answer.
Is Strudel microchipped, Greeno?
No, I sure hope so.
Better be.
Have they been spayed? Has Strudel been desexed? We need to find out these things.
I'm sorry, we can't have the dogs kind of humping people's legs in the school. We're going to have to ask that, snippy.
Snippy.
Before you come back to 10th grade. Yeah. Absolutely. There you go. We fixed it. You know nothing about animals. I know nothing about school. We fixed it. Nice, Gary. What a great note to end the show on.
That's a good note. Final point before we end the show, Damo. I just realised Scotty Scheffler is in my golf bet today.
Is he really? Oh, no. Yeah. He might come out and play the round of his fucking life after that.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't slept all night. He's been up. When was he arrested? Like 3 a.m?
Nah, he was arrested at like fucking 7 a.m. So
okay.
He's fine. He was ready to go hit some balls off a tee. He was going to do some putting practice instead. He's making his one phone call.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I nearly did it, man. Nice, Gary. You nearly got me. Yeah. Dr. Neil Rigger in the chat, Greeno says, update, Scotty Scheffler has joined the Aryan Brotherhood and is advocating for whites-only golf courses. There you go. That's what a couple of hours in the joint will do to you.
Yeah.
He wasn't buying crack from the brothers, was he? He didn't shiv someone, did he?
Just putting it out there. Yeah. After this, obviously, what's clearly an unlawful arrest, are we expecting the people at the golf course to kneel for the national anthem? Just saying.
Like armbands for Scotty Scheffler.
For Scotty Scheffler.
That's what he should have done when he was being calmly walked away by the police. He should have started going, I can't breathe.
Yeah. Golf lives matter, Damo.
Golf lives matter. Nice,
Gary. All right, we'll end the show, sir. We got no plugs. We don't do plugs anymore. No. Good show. We'll be back hopefully next week.
See you then.
See you guys.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth?